This is biggest bargaining chip with India against Pakistan. New Delhi may soon shut the Indus water tap to Pakistan to understand its Uri attack.
It's time for Pakistan to pay the price. The rogue neighbor's lifeline is in India's hand, and the Modi government is all ready to pull the plug. As Pakistan continues to flap like a headless chicken, India is now mulling to reduce the Indus water supply. Water Resources Ministry held several rounds of meetings to review the 1960 Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan, considering to reduce the flow of 6 rivers of the Indus Basin to bring Pakistan to its knees.
For such a treaty to work, it is important that there must be mutual trust and mutual cooperation between both the sides. It cannot be a one-sided affair.
Chorus now grows for arm twisting through Indus.
इस वाटर ट्रीटी में लगभग 80% पानी हम पाकिस्तान को दे देते हैं, तो जम्मू और कश्मीर में क्या होगा वो सफ़र करते हैं इसके चलते। तो इसलिए हमें इसके बारे में गंभीरता से विचार करना चाहिए और ये चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए कि दुनिया क्या कहेगी।
You see, any treaty between two sovereign nations is valid only till so long as both the sovereign nations abide by that treaty or respect that treaty or accept that treaty.
Even as India plans to choke Pakistan, more skeletons continue to tumble out of Pakistan's closet. It has now been revealed that the Uri Army Brigade was on Pakistan's target list for a long time.
Top sources in Indian Army revealed that the first attempt was made by the Fedayeen militants on 15th of August to attack the Uri Army base. Those Fedayeen militants tried to infiltrate from Lachipora area, which is under huge cordon since last 3 days, but those 4 Fedayeen members were killed in an encounter on line of control.
After several failed attempts, the terrorists took this route to enter and bleed India.
The army sources believe that the Fedayeen militants infiltrated from this point of line of control and then used this dense forest track via Sultan Daki. This is the one of the villages near Uri, and from that they crossed the river Jahlim and came from this way towards the Uri brigade, because there is a lot of civilian movement in this area, as it is the Srinagar Muzaffarabad road and many villages are here and around this Uri army brigade. In mingling with the civilian population, they may have some convenience in the night by some local support and finally reach it here.
From a display of hard power to flexing its soft power muscle, lead alternatives are now available with India to punish Pakistan. All eyes now are on the government. Will they reduce the Indus water supply? With Ashraf Wani in Kashmir, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Maharashtra Navnirman Sena has served a 48-hour deadline to Pakistani artists to leave India. The Raj Thackeray-led party has also promised to oppose release of Shah Rukh Khan's Rais and Karan Johar's Ae Dil Hai Mushkil. Pakistani actors Mahira Khan and Fawad Khan are among the star cast of the upcoming movies.
Days after the Uri attack, it's Pakistani actors who are now on target. Raj Thakray's MNS has issued an open threat asking them to leave India immediately.
We will not allow any Pakistani artist to perform, to work, to shoot in Mumbai, Maharashtra. We have given them an ultimatum of 48 hours. They should leave India in another 48 hours, or else we will disturb their shooting, which is happening in Mumbai, Maharashtra.
Whether it is television or the films, that we will not allow Pakistani artists to be working in this industry, and if they are, we would expect them to take them out from their projects, or else we'll have to stop shooting.
The Shiv Sena, which has in the past forced noted Pakistan ghazal singer,
आप दुनिया से कहते हो ना कि पाकिस्तान को आइसोलेट करो, तो शुरुआत हमसे होनी चाहिए, हमने शुरुआत करनी चाहिए। अब सब कुछ चालू है और दुनिया को कहते हो कि पाकिस्तान के ऊपर बैन करो। आज आप कहिए पाकिस्तान का एक भी कलाकार यहाँ नहीं आएगा।
For a party that has hardly any electoral successes, the MNS's bullying tactics clearly is for the galleries. After all, Pakistani actors and singers who are invited to Bollywood are the easiest and softest target.
The Indian Air Force got a shot in the arm with the centre clinching the much-awaited Rafale deal with France to deliver 36 state-of-the-art Rafale jets. The air superiority fighters capable of delivering nuclear warheads give India a big advantage over Pakistan and China.
It's India's first major fighter aircraft purchase in over 2 decades. A deal that will sharpen the Indian Air Force firepower.
An achievement which I think will give Indian Air Force the required potency in terms of penetration and capability.
The Rafale jets, which come equipped with the latest beyond visual range missiles and weapon systems, will give the Indian Air Force a cutting edge over Pakistan and China. Neither Pakistan nor China are believed to possess the kind of weapon systems that are being integrated on the Rafales. The delivery of these fighter jets will start 3 years from today and will be completed in the next 5.5 years. Under the terms of the deal, France will ensure at least 75% of the fleet, that is 27 fighters, are operationally available at any given time. The 7.8 billion euro aircraft gives India an edge. This is one of the most advanced aircraft in the world. It's flying over Syria. It's been carrying out a series of attack missions. Now, Israeli helmet-mounted display would give Indian Air Force pilots an edge. It comes with beyond visual range missiles, Scalp and Meteor. One that can hit up to 150 kilometers, the other that can hit almost 300 kilometers. Neither Pakistan nor China have these missiles just as yet. Now that the Rafale deal is done, the government is scouting for another fighter jet to be built in India under transfer of technology scheme. With Shiv Arur in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Karnataka state government is set on a collision course with the Supreme Court. The state assembly, in a unanimous decision, has decided that they will not be able to give out any more water. Rather, they'll only draw water from the reservoirs for drinking water purposes in the Kaveri Basin for the state of Karnataka. Remember, the Supreme Court had told the Siddaramaiah government to release 6,000 cusecs of water daily to give it to Tamil Nadu for their samba cultivation.
After widespread unrest over Kaveri water, a defiant Karnataka government is now set for a collision course with the Supreme Court, all but defying the top court's order to release water to Tamil Nadu, citing an acute crisis to defer the Supreme Court mandated release of 6,000 cusecs of Kaveri water per day to Tamil Nadu. An assembly resolution passed unanimously said that Karnataka can only release water for drinking purposes for Bengaluru and the Kaveri Basin, indicating no water for cultivation in Tamil Nadu. The state government, however, denies that its actions amount to contempt of court.
It is not difficult, it is impossible for Karnataka to release 6,000 cusecs per day, urging the government to utilize the remaining quantity of water only for drinking purpose.
The Siddaramaiah government rallying lawmakers to virtual challenge to the writ of the apex court. It had drawn the Supreme Court ire after making a law and order alibi to defer the release of water.
कोर्ट को हम गौरव दिया है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट को विरोध नहीं करता है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट 2 बार बोला है पानी छोड़ने के लिए, 16 TNC पानी दिया है।
An open defiance of the Supreme Court order may set a dangerous precedent and spark a constitutional crisis. With Rohini Swami in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
He was administered a nearly lethal drug and gang raped and left in shallow waters in Anjuna Beach, Goa. 8 years later, 2 people who were arrested have been acquitted. It seems to be a botched up investigation by the CBI. The result is the Scarlett's mother Fiona has been left devastated.
8 years ago, 15-year-old Scarlett Keeling's semi-nude body was found on Goa's famous Anjuna beach. She had been given a massive dose of drugs, raped, and left to drown and die in shallow water. Found no merit in charges of culpable homicide due to lack of evidence. The accused were exuberant after walking free.
Just say I'm happy, that's it. Justice has been prevailed, so I'm happy.
Scarlett's mother Fiona, who had been relentlessly pursuing the fight for justice, feels let down.
I was hoping for a guilty verdict. Didn't have any expectations. I'm still shocked it was so quick.
What is going to be your next step?
I don't know.
The Goa police was accused of a massive botch-up after they initially dismissed the death as suicide. After outrage, the case was handed over to CBI, which found that before being sexually assaulted, Scarlett was given a cocktail of drugs, which paralyzed her and led to her drowning.
I feel the outcome of the case is heartbreaking and it is very unfortunate. That much I would say. But unless I go through the judgment, I would not be in a position to detail my reaction.
Scarlett's rape and murder had exposed Goa's dark underbelly with a flourishing drug trade, vulnerable victims, and a well-oiled crime syndicate. 8 years on, the big question: did no one kill the teenager? Bureau Report, India Today.
An Akali Neta and his son caught on camera assaulting a nurse who was 5 months pregnant. A brutal assault came even as the nurse objected to two men coming into a closure which was meant only for women nurses.
An Akali Neta and his son shaming Punjab. Images from this Moga hospital captured on CCTV shows just what is wrong with men drunk on power. Paramjeet Singh, who is husband of Akali Sarpanch, Daljit Kaur, and son Gurjeet were caught on camera beating up a woman nurse. The woman nurse, who is pregnant, was brutally slapped and pushed for objecting to the men barging into enclosure for nurses. The father-son duo also hurled filthy abuses at the woman, who was seen resisting the attack and even slapping the unruly youth.
ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਧੱਕਾ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਬਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਵੱਜਿਆ ਤੇ ਸੱਟ ਵੱਜੀ ਨਾਲੇ ਬੈਕ ਸਾਈਡ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਵੱਜੀ ਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੜੇ ਰਹੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕੱਢਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਪਿਓ ਨੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੀ ਥੱਪੜ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ.
The open Gundaism and assault on the nurse by an Akali Neta has dealt a body blow to the Badal government's bid to woo women ahead of the crucial assembly polls in Punjab. Bureau Report, India Today.
Heavy rain lashing Hyderabad, forcing large part of the city to go underwater. There is massive water logging across the city, with thousands getting stranded. Meanwhile, Weather Department has predicted 2 more days of rain and misery.
Hyderabad has drowned after heavy rains. The low pressure formed over the Bay of Bengal has crippled the city. The downpour has continued since last week, flooding several low-lying areas.
Apart from roads, various low-lying areas are also flooded, and you can see behind me how this busy road is completely flooded and how the traffic is crippling, moving slow here. And the local administration is trying to clear the road, trying to clear the water from this particular road.
यहाँ बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, पानी 2 दिन से कंटिन्यू हो रहा है और पूरी सड़कें टूटी हुई है, दुकानों के अंदर पानी जाके सबका नुकसान हो रहा है.
40 साल 50 साल से प्रॉब्लम है, कोई गवर्नमेंट कोई जना अभी तक इसका एक्शन नहीं लिया. कई पार्टियां हैं, कई चले गए, कई जने चले गए.
Heavy rains have led to closure of all schools and colleges under Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation area. After massive traffic snarls on arterial roads, the city police has asked residents to stay at home. Software firms have allowed employees to work from home for 2 days. DRF have been asked to remain on standby for rescue and relief operations. In Rangareddy district, the swollen Musi river has sparked a flood alert. Farmers in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have lost standing crops due to heavy rains.
మార్కెట్ యార్డు మొత్తం గోదాములు కట్టడం వల్ల రైతులకు అక్కడ సౌకర్యం లేక ఈ యొక్క మహబాద్ మన బైపాస్ రోడ్ల ఎండబోసుకున్నారు రైతులంతా.
The Met Department has predicted no respite, more showers and further misery are in store for residents of Telangana and Andhra. With Ashish in Hyderabad, Bureau Report, India Today.